hydrate. My wild children over there. Hey, it's Rebecca. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm hiking in Crocs. Joking, I'm actually not hiking in Crocs. Not that I would judge you if you did hike in Crocs, but I'm not gonna do it. Today, I'm actually headed out on a little after school hike with my kids. Right now, you might be asking yourself, hey Rebecca, why do you have Crocs on your feet? And what's in your backpack? Well, I would love to show you. Today, in my backpack, I have 3 different hiking boots. And I'm gonna tell you all about them. First up, I can't get them out. They're like stuck. Whoop. Okay. First up is the Loa something or rather. Renegade. I don't really know. It's Loa. All right. Next up, the Scarpa Rebel or Rebelli or something. I don't really know how you say it. And then we have the La Sportiva GTX. Bam! Here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to start off by putting the Loa boot on my left foot. And I'm going to put the La Sportiva boot on my right foot. And then I'm going to go on a little hike and I'm going to tell you how each boot feels on each foot. And then I'm going to switch out for the Scarpa. I feel like I could be really artsy with the sun. Oh, I'm glowing like an angel, or like, this is so artistic of me. Look at that. See, I don't need an Instagram filter. I got the real sun. I've got the Loa boot on my left foot. I just laced it up. One thing that I don't like about these boots is that the eyelets are really small. So you have to actually work really hard to get the lace all the way around the eyelet. It's not a deal breaker. It's more of just a minor inconvenience. I don't really want to be inconvenienced when I'm trying to get my boots on and get out on the trails. When I'm shopping for hiking boots, there are 4 things that I look for. The first thing that I look for is comfort. That's my camera crew. Whoop, whoop, shout out to my camera crew. If the boot's not comfortable when I'm trying it on, I don't even want to buy it, because that just means it's gonna have a really long break-in period. The second thing that I look for is fit. And that really goes along with comfort, because if the boot doesn't fit, it's not gonna be comfortable. But I want the boot to fit well, to be comfortable, both of those things. The third thing that I care about as a hiker, as a backpacker, is I want to make sure that that boot is going to be lightweight. For most of the hiking that I do here in the Rockies, I don't need a burly mountaineering boot. And the fourth thing that I really try to pay attention to is breathability. I have really sweaty feet. But here's where things get tricky. I want to always make sure that, especially in the spring when I might be crossing some watery areas, I want a Gore-Tex boot to keep my boot dry, to keep my foot dry, but a Gore-Tex boot isn't always so breathable. It's this careful balance I walk every time I buy a pair of boots. Is this boot gonna keep my foot dry from the outside and dry from the inside? Okay, so let's talk about the Loa boot. This boot is a boot that the brand rep gave to me last spring or something, and he was like, you need to bring Loa into your shop when I owned a shop. And I wasn't crazy about it the first time I put it on my foot. It's really narrow towards the toe area. I don't like the eyelets, and you know, it just kind of, there's nothing like amazing about it. There's nothing ridiculous about it. I will say it's not the most comfortable boot. In fact, I wore it on a hike and I was like, I'm not gonna wear these boots again. So I gave them to my intern for the summer, and she wore them and she was like, they're just kind of meh. And then we just kind of passed them around all of my employees in the shop who wore size 7.5. And they didn't really strike us as being like terrible, but they didn't strike us as being good. And my pinky toe is scrunched up in there. So yeah, not my favorite. All right, the next boot I want to talk about is the La Sportiva GTX. This one is Gore-Tex. This is my favorite boot. It fits my foot like a glove. I've had this boot since 2018. I got a pro deal on it. And what I loved about this boot right out of the box is that it didn't require any break-in time. It's also lasted, I don't know, I've hiked thousands of miles in this boot, and it's also like they still fit really well. They're not wearing out. Just a very durable boot. This is a little bit, I would say it's a little bit heavier than the Loa boot. It's like burly enough for a backpacking trip when I'm guiding and carrying a rather heavy pack, but also not too burly like if I'm just out on a little day hike and I want a little bit more extra ankle support. This boot is a Gore-Tex boot, but I have found that it breathes pretty well for a Gore-Tex boot. I haven't had any problems with like my feet getting too gross and drenched inside of this boot. So those are my thoughts on the Loa boot, on the Loa whatever model it is, I don't know, and the La Sportiva GTX. Even though these boots are both broken in right now, the clear winner is the La Sportiva boot. We've been hiking for a little while, so now I'm gonna change out and I'm gonna put the Scarpa boot on my foot. This is the Scarpa boot. Now this is a big, burly, heavy mountaineering boot. It is crampon compatible. Not that I do any ice climbing, but if I did, I would be stoked for that feature. A couple features I like about this boot is I like that the lace goes all the way up to the toe. You can get a really good fit with this boot. It also has a rocker technology, kind of like, I don't know if you remember Skechers, was it Skechers? Some company like 20 years ago did this rocker technology and it was all the rage. Well, now it's part of these Scarpa mountaineering boots. So I like these boots. They're a little bit heavy for what I need on a regular basis. All right, should we go for a hike? A few of you have asked me where you can get this amazing hat. We used to sell them on our website, and actually I was going through my inventory at my shop a couple days ago and I found three more hats just like this. Here's what I'm gonna do. If you want a hat like this, it's so easy. All you gotta do is drop a comment in the comments below on the YouTube channel right here and let me know what you want my next video to be about. On October 15th, I'm gonna choose a winner and I'm gonna send you out one of these awesome hats. Sound good? Want a hat? Drop a comment below. The last time I wore the Scarpa boots was like a week after I had started chemotherapy, and we got a big snowstorm and I went for a walk and I didn't want to wear my snow boots, so I just put on my Scarpa boots and they were really awesome. They had really great traction in the winter, I mean, as they should, and I haven't worn them since. So it's been like, I don't know, 9 months since I've put the Scarpa boot on my foot, and it actually feels more comfortable than the La Sportiva boot right now. But I'll give it a little bit longer and we'll see how it goes. So we're coming up on some water here and I'm gonna dip all the boots right here in this beaver pond and we're gonna see if I get a wet foot. And I'm soaking my feet because I wanna see how waterproof these boots really are. And also because my kids are having fun looking at the beaver lodge. Been sitting here for about 5 minutes and the mosquitoes have found me. I don't know where my kids are. Off being explorers. Quick update. So La Sportiva is dry. Scarpa is dry. I don't know about Loa, but maybe I'll stick my hand in there and we'll find out. And the Loa boot is still dry, so that's good news. I guess I'm just gonna keep hanging out here until my kids come wandering out of the forest. So I know this is a really silly test, and I know that you can't really test the waterproof ability. The word, the waterproof ability of your boots, just like a 10-minute dunk in a beaver pond. But that's what I'm going with today because that's all I have time for. My feet are not any sweatier than usual right now and they are dry. I don't have any water leaking in from the beaver pond. So that's a good sign. We'll do one final check. Yeah. mean, the Loa boot, still nice and dry on the inside. So I'm actually surprised by that. Not too shabby, but now I have this wet boot. I don't know what to do with it. If you want to see more videos of me walking around the woods, trying stuff out, be sure to hit that subscribe button right there. Hit it. Found a homemade fishing pole?
Yeah, has a hook and some salmon bait or something.
Oh my, we should pack that out.
Yeah.
Here's the verdict. The Loa boots, just kind of meh. You know, try them on if they fit your foot, then they might be an awesome boot for you. The La Sportiva boots, I love them, and I've had them for almost 5 years. So they are tried and tested and holding up really well. The one surprising boot today is the Scarpa boots. Now, they're pretty beefy, pretty burly for just day hikes, but I can see myself wearing them a lot this winter when I walk to work or just when I walk around the neighborhood and things are really icy. I think they'll be a great boot if I ever go snowshoeing, which I'd much rather go skiing than snowshoeing, but you know, I think they're also gonna be a great boot to wear like when I go skiing and I'm looking for something to wear when I walk across the icy parking lot to the ski lodge, carrying all my gear. So yeah, I'm gonna keep the Scarpa boots around. I really like the rocker technology, and maybe I would like the rocker technology on a boot that's not quite so burly. It's way past dinner time and my kids are suddenly hiking very fast. Now everybody's getting hangry and we should have just brought a picnic dinner. And a huge thanks to my cameraman today.
I like cows. Subscribe to Art with Will.
And that's a wrap. Thanks so much for coming on a hike with me, and I will see you out on the trails.